Hey guys, what's up? TMGBoom here, and today I'm going to be doing something different. So this isn't going to be like a normal bear video, this is going to be something different. If you read the title, I'm going to be picking difficulties for each map, and this is my own opinion, so don't like get mad in the comments. Maybe you could also guys like pick what is hard, what is harder, what is not, because there are 4 difficulties here. And I'm just going to be putting like, let's say extreme, I'm going to put in like back rooms or something like that. And that's how I'm going to be doing this here. So I'll just I'll drag it over into like the section below, and I'll be doing that just because I decided to do this just for fun. I might do this with Piggy as well, since Piggy, it's more like, it makes more sense just because of it actually being like chapters and stuff like that. But I want to try it out with Bear first, just because like my channel is basically a bear channel, right? So we're gonna be doing this, but the way I'm gonna be basing the difficulty off is by how big the map is. The bigger the map, that means the harder it is for to get to the puzzle. The smaller the map, the easier it will be to get to the puzzle. The second one, the more puzzles there are, the more easier it will be. And third of all, where bear spawns. If it spawns close to the survivors, then it's gonna be way harder. If not, then it's gonna be way easier. And I'm basing this off as a survivor. So yeah, so basically I'm not basing this off as a bear. So survivors have to do all puzzles. That's basically how I think how to win a round, right? You just have to survive and just do stuff like that. So we're gonna jump straight into this. We're gonna start off with Haunted Mansion. So this map, I could say it's not the biggest map, right? But like it's not too small as well, because like you have like the entire mansion, because there's puzzles in the mansion, and there's just like there's 2 puzzles outside, right? The color code and and the cheese, right? The cheese is very easy. There's 2 spots where we could get the cheese at. One is inside the mansion in like the bedroom, and one is in the little shack house thing. So I would say you could do that. That's pretty easy, but the reason why this would get a tiny bit harder is because of the color code. Because there are 3 possibilities for the color code. Because you can yeah, no, there's not 3. I think there's actually 4 or 3. One of those 2. Because it could be in the attic. It could be next. It could be like on a wall. It could be on the mansion, to like the side, where you have to go to the balcony, and it could be in like the little underground place. So that's why it could be a tiny bit harder, because you have to go explore a lot to get it. And the other 2 puzzles are pretty simple. One is like in like down below somewhere, and the other one is in the attic, and maybe you could even get the puzzle there. So it could be pretty simple. But for that, because of the puzzles, I might have to put this to hard. I don't know yet. I'm still deciding. But also, bear spawns. Actually, it's not that close to where the survivor spawns. Survivor spawns just like in the front yard of the haunted mansion, right? The bear could actually get out pretty quickly and come to the survivors pretty quickly, but I might actually, but it still takes a few time when people could just go run around everywhere. The first one what I'm gonna be doing is if it comes here, hello, come here hard. We're gonna be putting the first one into hard just because of how it spawns and how everything spawns. Because we can't just put it too easy, right? It's not too easy, but it's not too hard. Okay, yeah, I've actually changed my mind. This is gonna be a normal. Just the reasons why, because the puzzles aren't too hard. You could find them very easily, you could memorize them. The color code, that's the only hard thing about this level, the level of the map. It's the color code. So there you go, that is the first one that I'm doing. It's normal. So now we move on to the lab. So lab, I would say, is way easier than Haunted Mansion. The reason why is because all the puzzles are very close to each other. Well, not close, but they're not too hard to remember. And another easy bit about this level or map, whatever you want to say, is that the color code is always in the same spot. It's like behind like a tube, so that's always nice to see. Since you could just always go there and you'll get the code. So a very simple map, I would say. Not too bad. So I might have to put this map to a easy, just because of the thing, because of all the codes, right? I could put this on normal, just because of where bear spawns, but it still takes a tiny bit of time for bear to actually come. come to the survivors. So I'm gonna be putting this in easy. Moving on is Monocro. So Monocro is one of like the first time I played this map, I was very confused where anything is, right? Like I didn't really know where the code was, where like the puzzles were, and the cheese was. Like it was pretty hard, but like now I know where everything is. I think. But the color codes. I'm talking a lot about the color codes of the puzzles, but the color code is actually pretty tricky to memorize and just find, because like it's in like 3 spots or 4 again, and like it's in pretty weird spots, but like it's not too bad when you're playing other maps, right? Like I don't really know what to say about this map, but just like I think bear spawns pretty far away from us spawn, so it gets a tiny bit more easier. But yeah, that's all I could really say for this map. Like I don't really know what to say. I'm gonna put this in hard, just because of it actually being kind of hard, with like the code, the puzzle and stuff like that. So again, this is my opinion. So if you think it's easier, then yeah, good for you. So hard. We have 3 difficulties already. That's always nice to see. So next up, what I'm gonna be doing is what's your undead? Wait, I forgot this map's name. Why did I forget this name? Undead Coming 2. Yeah, Undead Coming 2. Why did I forget that? But yeah, we're moving on to Undead Coming 2. So this is a very big map. That's one of the things that I could point out. It's very big. It could take time to put in all the puzzles, because you gotta go up the houses to get like the cheese, and it's pretty weird, right? You gotta like go around the entire house to actually get the thing. So that's like a hard point, right? Like point 1, like for a hard thing game mode. So I would say there are a lot of hiding spots that you could do. That you could just go to, and bear most likely will not find you. So that could make it a tiny bit more easier. But also with all the puzzles to complete it faster and do all of that, that's a tiny bit harder. And bear spawns like on the complete other side, right? So that's way more easier to do all of that. So I'm gonna put this map into the normal difficulty, just because of it being way more easier than like because it being like bigger, right? So it's harder for bear to get you, but also it's hard to do puzzles. But there's there's a lot of free space like everywhere. You could go like anywhere, and you'll definitely just win. Next up is Yorick's resting place. I could say this is very similar to like the other map that we just played. That I just did, the Undead Coming 2, just because of it, again, it being very big. That's all I could really say. But like this map, like I don't know what to add to these maps, right? Like what do I add? Like it's very basic. Like the first like 6 maps are pretty basic, but this I would say could be. I think I'm gonna put this in normal, just because of it being normal. it not being too hard, right? Like the only real reason why you need to go into the mansion is you could hide in there, or to get 2 things. You could go see if the color code is there. Usually it is there in the 2nd floor, and the cheese. So the puzzles in this aren't too bad, because for the color code, I think there's 2 possible spots, 2 or 3. One is just next to the color code, not that far away at the graveyard, and the other one is in the house, in the mansion, or whatever you want to call it. So that's why the color code is way easier than like the other maps. Like I forgot to actually mention in Undead Coming 2, but there's only one possible way for the code thing, right? But there's a lot of good hiding spots for this map, just because of like there's a little secret spot. There's a bunch of secret spots that you could go to, not really secret, but like hiding, a lot of good hiding spots. So that's why this is going to be another normal one. Next up, we move on to Backrooms. So Backrooms, it's basically just like a maze, right? Like it's basically it's a maze, right? After time you do memorize the entire maze, but like the puzzles in it, you gotta go like around the entire map. So that's why it could be kind of hard for beginners, right? Like I'm trying to base this off as like the beginners, but also pros at the same time. So I might have to actually put this map into normal mode just because of bear spawns very far away from spawn. It spawns like on the complete other side of the map. I think it does. And it takes it takes about like, not a minute, but like 30 seconds to get to the survivors, maybe even 45, around that time to get to the survivors. The color codes, there's I think there's two possible spots for the color code. One is very sneaky. It's like it's on like almost the ground. It's like it's somewhere. I don't really remember it, but like the other one is just like on like a wall. Again, it's kind of sneaky. The color codes, and the color panel itself is pretty sneaky. Because you gotta go like around somewhere. It's pretty weird, but like the you know those puzzles, the actual like big puzzles where you have to click. They're not too bad. Like the cheese itself is also very simple to get. So I might have to put this map again on a normal difficulty just because of it being not too bad, right? And now we move on to, I already know what I'm gonna put for this map, but first let's just talk a tiny bit about it. So this is haunted school, I mean abandoned school, whatever you want to call it. So at first this map would look very big, like it would look like it's really big. This is basically just Backrooms 2. That's basically what you could call this map. But there's 6 puzzles. The puzzles are very simple to get. There's 3 normal color like puzzles, like the things that you click. There's a color code, but it's very simple. It's like it's right next to the color thing, and there's only one place for the color code. It's just under like a counter. So it's very simple, and this is the Halloween event. So you could go hide in the same spots where the Halloween like bears were. You just go hide for like the robot room or like the psycho room or the pumpkin room, and maybe some new people, if they're the bears, you can just hide there and then you're good to go. You just wait it out. But I would say just do puzzles because there's 6 puzzles and that wastes about 3 minutes already, and it takes about a minute to like get to all the puzzles. So I would say if you do the puzzles, you're basically good to go. So that's why this map, I have a feeling it's gonna be oops, did not mean, what have I just done? Oops. It's everything's green now, but this is going to be a easy map. And another reason why it's gonna be easy is because of the bear spawning like again like pretty far away from spawn. So you have a lot of time to just run around and do everything. So yeah, so far we have this, and now we move on to a one that I haven't really played, but I have played it recently in just a regular game. The Cheese Factory. So I actually do not know where any of the codes, the puzzles are. That's the bad thing about this map, because like again it was pretty limited. But I'm gonna put this map most likely on extreme. I don't know anything about this map, but it's a really big map, and all I know, it would take a long time to get all the puzzles, and I'm also including it being extreme because of to get atrocity. Like it takes some time to get atrocity. Like you have to do all this parkour. You gotta like get everything to get atrocity bear, and you have to do that all in under 5 minutes. And especially when like it's harder when people actually try to get it when you're just when people are just playing it normally and you're just actually trying to get the atrocity. So I'm gonna put this map in extreme just because of atrocity and it being very big. Anyway, we move on to Arctic Valley. So this map, this was a boss fight. This was very fun whenever I first played it. But the boss fight is very hard. To be honest, you gotta like avoid so much, and you gotta do more avoiding than doing more damage to El Sam the Santa Bro. I think that's what it was. But it was cool. You just had to play about 9 times, maybe even 10, to get all the bear skins, not including El Sam the Santa Sam. It was pretty simple, but it was also very hard to beat. But I don't know, like it was pretty big. But the map itself, it was big. The boss fight actually had a lot of health, so it was basically like a 50-50 chance of winning or losing, right? And I don't actually remember if you have to just hold or actually click. If you have to click, then it would have been more annoying, because clicking is way more annoying than just holding, right? So for that case, I'm gonna be putting Arctic Valley in it's gonna be an extreme one, just because of it being, oh, oops. So Arctic Valley will be extreme because of the boss fight. Of course, that's the only thing, because the boss fight did a lot of damage very quickly and it was pretty hard to actually avoid and do all of that. So that is why this is going to be extreme. Next up is Nightmare Hospital 6. I don't know why 6, but yeah, this is not Nightmare Hospital 6. I might have to go with extreme again, just because of the map being a very big map. Because of like all the floors, like there's 3 floors, and plus there's a teleporter to like the cheese and all of that. That's why it's pretty big. There's I think 6 puzzles if I'm not mistaken. 5, no, there's 5 puzzles. So it's pretty good with time, but the puzzles are still pretty hard. And plus there's like a mine in the hospital, and it's, if you don't have the Game Pass thing bought, like the like ×2 flashlight, then whenever you're gonna get into the cave, it's gonna be it's gonna be very hard to get out of the cave. So bear might just come and kill you there. So that's another reason why I might put this in extreme, just because of that. The puzzles are pretty scattered everywhere. If I'm correct, there's actually 2 possible spots for the color code. One at being like next to the teleporter, and one being on like this little like area where it's raining. So again, I'm gonna put this in extreme. Sorry if you guys are getting annoyed that I'm like doing the same thing, but it's just my opinion. That's what I think. So yeah, extreme. Anyway, now we move on to Sewage Domain. I would say this is a very easy map. It is kind of like a maze, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad but the one bad thing about this is that there's only 3 code. This is the smallest amount. Oh no, there's another one, but it's tied with Final Hours with having the smallest amount of puzzles. Well, actually, this guy has the smallest amount, but I mean, not this guy, but Arctic Valley has the smallest amount. But still, I would say that this is, it's pretty small. It's pretty small, and you can do the puzzles very quickly if you just memorize way how to go, because it doesn't take too long. One of the puzzles is at the beginning, and a good plus to this is that there isn't a color code, so it's very easy by that. So I'm going to be putting this one on easy as well as in like the other maps, just because of it being the only hard thing about this is that it's a maze, right? But that's kind of it. Everything else is very simple for this level map. The next map is System Crypt. So this is actually one of my least favorite maps, just because of it, again, it being like a maze. It's a maze again, but I don't like how dark it is and where the puzzles are placed, because to be honest, I still don't know where all the puzzle codes are. I think I do kinda, but I don't know, I still could be wrong. But I still get lost in this map to this day. But I would say this should also be an extreme, just because of a few things. But I'm actually gonna put this on a hard difficulty. The reason is why is because Bear actually spawns pretty far away from like everybody. Spawns on like the complete. Well, no, I'm actually sorry, I messed up. This guy spawns actually pretty close to spawn. But like this only has 4 puzzles, so it's not as bad as in like Nightmare Hospital 6. So I'm gonna put this guy on hard. So there you go. So we have 2 maps left. We have Final Hours next. So Final Hours, all I could say is very easy. Like there's only 3 puzzles. That's the bad thing. But there's a secret little hiding spot that a lot of people know, but a lot of people don't know as well. The puzzles are very easy. I think there's 2 possible spots for the code. It's like about, oh no, just 3. One is at, 2 of them are on rocks, I think. One of them is at spawn, at bear spawn, and another one is somewhere around another rock, and another one is just inside the little like this thing. I don't know what it's called. The like little, I don't know, like tower thing. I don't know what to call it, but yeah. This isn't too bad. I would say one of the easier maps. A lot of people do pick it still, just because of, I don't know, maybe being easier, maybe people think it's a new map. I don't know, but that's why this is going to go to an easy game mode, easy difficulty. Happy Terror. So, fun fact, this is my favorite map, but at first this map looks ginormous because I think it's one of the biggest maps. It's not the biggest, but one of the biggest. So basically, this map, the puzzles are they're not that hard. They're very easy to get. Where you spawn, there's one puzzle already. There's like the the little clicking puzzle. It's like behind the house. You go do that. You could, I would say there's a little pattern. Just go in like a big circle, and that's how you get. And that's how you do all the puzzles. It's very. Stop it, chair. You guys most likely hear my chair. I'm very sorry, but like, yeah, you gotta just deal with it. But yeah, I would say Happy Terror is not that hard. It's a very easy map. But I'm not gonna put it as easy because of because of how big it is. I'm gonna put it on normal because you do need a tiny bit of time to learn the map, right? So that's why I'm gonna be putting this map into normal. And that was it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this like pretty big video. So let's actually go back to the beginning. Haunted Mansion, normal mode, lab, easy mode, monochrome, hard, Undead Coming 2, normal, York's Resting Place, normal, Backrooms, normal, Abandoned School, easy, why did I forget these names now? Cheese Factory, extreme. Move on to the second page. Arctic Valley, extreme. I did switch these two a tiny bit, but yeah. Nightmare Hospital 6, extreme. Sewage Domain, easy. System Crypt, extreme. Final Hours, easy. And Happy Terror, normal. So that was my little list. Maybe you guys could do them. Maybe you could do your own thing in the comments if you want to. So, but that was it. This was my little thing that I wanted to do. I might do one with Piggy, but I don't know yet. Maybe I'll leave that to someone else to do. But yeah, that was basically it. Maybe you guys could do it. Maybe you guys could make a video on it. Just credit me, of course. I think I actually did this. I think this is an original idea. I actually don't know. But yeah, this is my little list of difficulties of each map. So I like, I know like some of them might be wrong for you, but it's just my own opinion. So deal with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.